What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Beyond the BS podcast, episode 13. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty tired. Um, I just got done with my notes 2 minutes ago. Hit record and just sat down. So it should be an interesting episode. But as we said last episode, it's 2023, so let's just get ready to crush it, right? Right? It's that simple. It really is. Um, don't know why the mic is sounding kind of weird at the moment, so I'm just gonna hope and pray that everything's okay with it, and it's gonna sound normal when I go back to listen to everything. So let's just hope. I'm recording this episode a little bit earlier this week because it is my girlfriend's birthday this weekend, so going to hang out with her for a few days and do a bunch of stuff with that. So yeah, we're on here a little earlier, and I was not prepared. I did not prepare adequately. Let's just say that. Obviously, that's usually how it goes. But for some reason, I'm dead tired right now. But we're still gonna crush it because if I don't do it today, it's not gonna happen. So here we are. Let's get ready to do it. Platforms, as you guys know, if you're watching on YouTube, that's awesome. That's amazing. We love all of you. YouTube, Beyond the BS podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts, thank you very much for listening as well. Yeah, I think we're just gonna jump right back, or not right back into it. We're just gonna jump straight into this, just a little bit. So it was my first week back at the house. Got back to work and everything, so that was interesting. That was fun, you know. Got a few stories from work because once you've been gone for a while and then you jump back into things, you slowly start to realize how much you or you get reminded. You get reminded. That's a better word. You get reminded how much you dislike people. That's the thing, right? Like when you work in the movie theater, where you're dealing with people every day, you know, coming in and out, doing things, whatever. It's you deal with some people that just aren't the smartest, or just want to come up with things to make problems that aren't really problems. I don't know. So we got a few stories from that. Just hold on real quick. This is sounding weird. Let me see if it's just because of my hood. My hair is gonna look terrible right now, but I think of us as a family at this point, right? We're just one family, one big family. So, I don't really care what I look like. So let me just check this out real quick. Oh my gosh. Hello, 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 hello. Check 1 2. Yeah, I think it's just the hood. We should be good. Okay. Now let me put that back on so I don't look like a homeless man. Um, so yeah, got back to work this week. Just a couple of stories that came to mind right off the bat that I put down here was just I think this was yesterday. I think this was yesterday when I was at work. I think it was right when I got there too. So really interesting. So I worked later yesterday. It was a shorter shift, but I didn't have to work till 4:30, whatever. Got there and I was a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I've been tired the last few days. Don't know why, but I've been pretty dang tired. So I get to work. I'm pretty tired, but I'm like, it's a short shift. Gonna be good, whatever. So I get there, run to the bathroom real quick. Now, while I'm in the bathroom, just doing bathroom things, there's a guy at the sink washing his hands. And, you know, um, as normal people do, you walk up, get some soap, put on your hands, and wash them. That's a normal thing, right? But I stood there at the urinal, whatever, I stood there for a while listening to this man just lather his hands in soap. I mean, it had to be a good 2 minutes. A good 2 minutes of just straight lathering his hands with soap. No water, no nothing. Just scrubbing every ounce of anything off his hands just in soap. So I was trying not to laugh, I'm not going to lie. And I was also just a bit in shock since I had just gotten to work and this is the first experience of the day. I was like, wow, there is no way this man is still scrubbing his hands. And it continued to go on and go on and go on. And then he finally puts his hands under the water, gets them rinsed off. And then he goes to the paper towels, and wow, to my surprise, the paper towels are extreme as well. It's not just one, it's not just two. He takes like 20 paper towels, and it's not just boom, 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 use all of them. No, it's like one, two, three. It just keeps going. So I was like, wow, this is lovely. This is interesting. I don't really know what to think. So I literally just stood there and waited for him to leave the bathroom because I'm not going to lie. Anybody that's taking that much time and putting that much effort and attention to detail into drying their hands may be a little loose. I may have a few loose. What am I saying? Maybe a few screws loose. That's all I'm saying here. Okay, so I didn't want to risk my life. I didn't want to risk a psychopath coming at me. And that also just reminded me of another bathroom story that we'll go into for a second. That actually just reminded me of this that happened the other day. A lot of things happen in the bathroom. Okay, a lot of things happen in the bathroom. Let's just be honest. So yeah, that was that little bathroom story at work, which we'll jump back to work in a second because I do have another story of a lovely lady that came in. But what that reminded me of is I was at Walmart the other day, right? Just doing some shopping, getting some things that I needed to get, and I go to the bathroom. Now, I didn't go to the bathroom at the front of the store. I went to the bathroom in the back of the store because that's where I was. And the bathroom, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this. I don't know, but the bathroom at the back of Walmart's it's almost like it has a weird vibe. Like it's almost scary to a point. Like there's almost never anybody in there and it's just silent and like quiet and it's just like it's just you and it feels like I don't even it's like what is it called? The videos of like dang like what is it? Dang, it's so stupid. The videos of like when you find the back entrance of the pool or whatever. You know, you guys hopefully know what I'm talking about. Like, there's videos like that when people say, "Oh, I found the underground rooms in the pool or something." I don't know. Maybe I sound like an idiot. I probably do, but that's kind of the vibe you get from the bathrooms, the back bathrooms in Walmart. And so I go in there, just gotta take a pee, whatever, you know. And so same thing. I'm standing at the urinal, just normal thing, nothing's going on, and I hear somebody come in. Now, when this guy first comes in, I'm like, okay, whatever, somebody's coming in, right? And it's like a half second from when he opens the door, walks in, and then all of a sudden just starts sprinting towards me. And I mean, I gotta tell you, it went from peeing to straight like, okay, I'm about to have to fight somebody in the Walmart bathroom, and this is the back Walmart bathroom, so nobody's gonna hear my screams. Okay, that was the thoughts running through my mind. Now, it's a pretty long stretch from the door to the urinals to the actual stalls and everything. So he's sprinting towards me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? I'm getting ready to turn around and just start swinging and turn into Mike Tyson in about 2.5 seconds. Okay, now. The guy, I don't even know, he didn't go to a stall. I guess he just had to pee super bad because he's sprinting and just jumps straight to the urinal next to me and just starts peeing. And I'm like, buddy, there is no way you had to pee that bad. So why are you coming into the bathroom sprinting at 100 miles an hour, sounding like you're about to take me out? Okay? I was just a little thrown off there. So, yeah. Ended up making it out. He didn't say anything to me, didn't do anything, just acted like it was normal that he came into the bathroom sprinting. So, interesting stuff. That just reminded me of the bathroom story at the movie theater reminded me of that. So, thought I'd tell you guys about that because, interesting stuff, life. So the other story, going back to the movie theater here, kind of just flying through things like usual. But the other story I had was at the movie theater again. And like I said, there's people that you deal with that's just like when you're jumping back into it, haven't been at work in like a month, and you're like, man, I forgot that things like this happen. So, working the back bar, where the popcorn is and everything, and registers and all that, and I'm with my coworkers. And I'm with this one guy I work with. He is like the nicest guy on the planet, okay? He's super nice, never wants to be rude to anybody, never wants to turn anybody down, wants to make sure he can provide the best experience possible, even if they are being total a-holes to him. And respect to him, he really is like the nicest guy on the planet. But this lady comes in. She walks up to the counter, goes to his register, and I think she was talking to me for a little bit before she went to him. And just like asking me if the popcorn was fresh or whatever. And I was like, I just say yes. Because it's like, most likely we popped it like 10 minutes ago. Most likely to keep up with rushes and stuff. So, I mean, it's practically fresh. It's practically fresh, right? And so I just say, yeah, whatever. Now she goes to his register, starts to get her order and everything, and orders a large popcorn. Now, as I'm walking over to get the large popcorn, she says, "Oh, could you guys pop me my own batch?" And at first I thought it was a joke because she starts laughing. And I was like, "Oh, that's so funny. There's no possible way she actually wants us to pop her own batch of popcorn just so she can get the freshest possible version, even though this was just popped 10 minutes ago, right?" So I thought she was joking. And then she goes, "I'm just so high maintenance, it's just me." I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "Okay, so she's joking, right? It's a joke." And then she goes, "No, like really, can you pop me my own batch?" I was like, I had to turn around and face the wall because I started laughing. I'm looking at it. I had to turn around and just stare at the wall because I started laughing. And that's how life goes sometimes. You just have to stop mid-conversation and just turn around and stare at a wall because you just can't do it. You just can't do it. I literally started laughing, and then this super nice guy starts doing it and actually getting her own batch of popcorn or whatever, and it's like, man, sometimes you just gotta let people down. You just gotta say, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm not gonna pop you your own batch of popcorn because me personally, I think that's just a tad ridiculous." I don't know. But yeah, that's how that went. And then later in the day, he asked me. He says, "AJ, do you think I was too rude to that lady?" I said, "Buddy, what are you talking about? You got her own batch of popcorn. On what planet did you do anything rude?" Like I'm just there's a disconnect here. I don't understand what's going on. So really, I mean, he really is the nicest guy ever. I don't understand, but it is what it is. Great guy, and you know, he's living life, and yeah, that's I don't know. That was just another story I had. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I had anything else happen. I know I had a few other things happen, but um, some stuff we'll probably save, and some stuff I don't know if I can even talk about on here. Really. Um, I don't know. Uh, yeah, I don't know. This just popped into my head, just completely taking a 180, going in a completely different direction. My door still has 3 holes in it. If you guys watched the podcast episode probably around a month ago, my door still has 3 holes in it. We do have the replacement door sitting outside. We just went back to my house a couple days ago to get a saw, and we are finally going to get those puppies replaced. So that's a plus. That's amazing. I wish I could show you guys my door right now because it's just got 3 massive holes in it, and I just have a blanket hanging over it because, that's kind of where life's at. That's kind of where life's at, where you just, you're sitting in your room, 3 holes punched through your door, blanket hanging over it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. My ADHD is so bad, right? It's so ridiculously bad. I had today off. Today was my day off from work after the last 3 days of working. And my plan was, I'm going to record this episode, right? I'm going to record this episode, get it done. It's 9:40 at night. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm just now doing this, okay? I had the entire day off. We didn't even go to work out today because there's a blizzard outside, and we didn't know if we could get there. So we didn't even go to work out. So I really had the entire day off, and I'm just now doing this. Now, you want to know what I did with the rest of my day? Okay. I attempted to clean my room 6 different times. 6 different times, and I tapped out about 5 minutes in every single time. Now, if I could show you guys my room at the moment, it looks awful. Now, you can at least see my floor at this point, and that's a plus, that's improvement. But at the same time, I think I'm slowly losing my mind. I really do, because I also played iCarly on my TV all day. I've been watching iCarly all day long. I actually don't think there's been anything else on my TV all day. So, iCarly, I actually don't think I did anything with my day besides play iCarly and try to clean my room. I played some Madden when I would procrastinate and not clean my room. But I've really just been playing iCarly. I would get up, I would start picking up a few. You know what? I did do a load of laundry. I did do a load of laundry, so there's that. That's that's something. That's something right there. I made chicken. I made chicken for dinner. I really didn't have to do much. I just it's nuggets. Now it wasn't just breaded nuggets. It was like actual sliced chicken that were sliced into nuggets. But I still just put them in the oven and let them sit there until they're burned. So I don't risk eating raw chicken because that's a fear of mine. It's irrational, but it's a fear. Um, so just let those burn and then take them out of the oven. So really not a lot of work there either. But uh, I would get up. I would start to clean my room, start to pick it up. I would get a few things done that would take me like half an hour. It would take me like half an hour to pick a few things of clothes up and put them in the wash or whatever. And then I would be like, you know what? I gotta take a break. And I would sit down and play Madden and watch more iCarly. So that's where life's at. It's been a great day. I'm happy at least that I am doing this episode because I was really fearful throughout the entire day that it wasn't gonna happen because of just how much procrastination I've been doing today and how tired I was for no reason. And yeah. But we're here, living life. Everything's great. And I'm not going to lie, it took me probably an hour and a half just to get the podcast set up. Now, sure, I got to put the lighting up. I got to get the mic set up, get the soundboard turned on, get all the stuff hooked up to the computer and do all that. But let's be honest, it's not an hour and a half type thing. It's more like 10 minutes if I'm really putting my mind to it. So, interesting stuff. Gotta love it. Yeah, I don't even know. It's crazy stuff around here. It really is. Like I said, we had a blizzard last night, kind of. It's probably one of the biggest snows we've had so far. Great stuff. Um, yeah. So that was a thing that happened. So we didn't go to the gym today. Kind of a letdown. I was wanting to go to the gym, but it's what it is. Is what it is. I've got a couple more things in my notes to talk about, and I there's one of the things in here I didn't even know if I was going to talk about because it's disgusting. It really is. You know what? We'll talk about it because why not, right? So this was a news story I got from I don't know his name. I know I've mentioned him on here before. The Australian dude that does news stories on TikTok. Now, let me pause here real quick because I can feel myself getting more tired. I'm trying to keep the energy up for you guys, so I'm sorry if I'm slowly dying out. But hey, at least we're here, right? At least we're here and we can enjoy each other's company and have a good time, no matter what. So at least that's happening. Back to what I was saying. So the Australian guy on TikTok that does the news stories and stuff. This is where I got this. So apparently there's a new form of bee that eats rotting flesh. So not really just eat, like, I guess what it is instead of pollinating flowers and stuff like that, that's like, oh, that's fun, that's pretty, that's a good time. They just eat rotting flesh and make honey out of the rotting flesh. Now, like I said, that's disgusting, that's awful, kind of makes me want to gag, not gonna lie. And seeing the pictures and videos, which, I always say I'm going to put stuff on the screen, and I never do. So you guys should thank me for that at this point, because I don't want to put you guys through that. It's disgusting. It's awful. And really just gets me excited for 2023, right? Because the year starts out great when you have a new form of flesh-eating bees, right? That's just great. That's fun. And it's kind of just a new twist. I feel like every year there's a new twist, right? Like you've got like sad parts like, actors that die or something like that. You've got just worldwide horrible events that happen. Then you've got some good things that happen, and it's like, oh, nice. And then I feel like you've always got the animal type thing in there, right? Like we had the not wasps, mosquito thing. The mosquitoes that got bad for a while and were taking people out. And then the massive wasp. Maybe that's why I was thinking wasp. I think it was wasp. The massive Hornet. I think it was Hornets, the Killer Hornets or whatever. So he had those things, and then this year we've got the Rotting Flesh Bees, right? So it's it's fun stuff. It's just like the little sprinkles you throw into 2023 that really makes it a year worth living. That's what it is. So enjoy it and have a fun time. So just want to touch on that. I only have one other thing in my notes, but I don't know if I want to jump into quite yet because it's the only other thing I have in here. It's going to be a long thing though. This I'm excited to talk about because it's a pretty big thing that people have been talking about lately. Oh, there was something on the top of my mind that I was wanting to talk about. Oh, that's what it was. I don't know if I want to talk about that either. you know, you know what? Why not? Andrew Tate, ladies and gentlemen, arrested, being held right now. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding this, and first, let's just check the boxes that surround Andrew Tate when you talk about him, so you don't get canceled for no reason, right? So, first off, I just want to say, hopefully, if you're watching this and you hate Andrew Tate or you love Andrew Tate or no matter what, you're not just going to jump to conclusions and say things just because I've said his name. Because I see a lot of people doing that, and it's interesting, right? Because why do we do that, right? Why do we do that? It's cancel culture, I understand. But cancel culture is kind of stupid. So, yeah. So first off, I don't really care where you stand with Andrew Tate. I could care less, honestly. That's completely up to you. You support him, you dislike him, you hate his guts, you love him to death. I don't care at the end of the day. I'm just here to share stories, right? So, I'm just going off the top of my head here, by the way. So if I mess anything up here, uh, you know, that's why. And don't take every word I say as a fact. You should never do that, actually. Even if I put notes down, don't ever take every word I say as a fact. But Andrew Tate, so he was arrested off allegations of human trafficking and rape allegations and stuff like that, right? So he was arrested. Now, we're not going to jump into whether he's a good guy or not or whether these allegations are true. We're going to get into some conspiracy theories. And there's one that I actually think could be very true. There's one that I think could be very true. So I think he was arrested in Romania. I think that's where he was arrested. Now, it's very interesting because I'm sure everybody's seen the videos and the pictures and stuff of the SWAT team like entering his house and taking him and his brother. I don't remember his brother's name. Is his brother... I don't remember. I don't remember his brother's name. But you see the SWAT team entering their house and arresting both of them in Romania. Now, what's interesting with this, and what piqued my interest or suspicion at first was this. It was that he's always been good. He's like really good friends with the Romanian government, right? And like the Romanian police. And that's why he always stays in Romania because he's really good friends with them and doesn't expect any trouble, right? But then they SWAT his house. So it's like, okay, interesting, right? Like maybe, okay, obviously there's still a government, there's still the SWAT force. They have to take actions on things, right? So sure, that could be the point. That could be something, but it's just interesting. It's interesting because he's always said he has such a good relationship with them, and that's why he's in Romania, whatever. So why are they swatting his house? Now, here's a conspiracy theory I heard, and I kind of feel like it could be true. Now, as we all know, Andrew Tate has this whole Matrix thing where he's outside the Matrix, or the Matrix is coming for him, or they're sending people to kill him. And honestly, if I'm being honest, I do think that there's people trying to take him out. Now, whether that's the Matrix or just people with stuff he's gotten wrapped up in, who knows? Who knows? But I do think there's people trying to take him out, right? And so the conspiracy theory that I find interesting and do feel like could be true is that the Romanian government, being good friends with Andrew and his brother, took them both and they're holding them in, or what am I saying? They're holding them in custody right now to actually protect them from people that are trying to take them out. Now, that could sound crazy, or that could be right on the nose, right? That could be boom, it's true. I mean, why not, right? Because like I said multiple times already, he's always had this great relationship with the Romanian government and always has like said he's friends with them. That's why he's there. That's why, he stays there because he trusts them, whatever, and then they just SWAT his house and arrest them both, right? I don't know. I find it a little interesting. So I kind of feel like that could be true. They're holding them to kind of keep them safe and protect them from anybody that could be trying to take them out at the moment, right? I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Bouncing off of that, another thing that I just popped into my head is Oh gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross, who's really gotten close with Andrew Tate, which once again could care less what your opinions are on Aiden Ross, or whatever. Um, but I know he's gotten really close with him. He went and like hung out with him or whatever, and they've become good friends. And if I don't really follow Aiden Ross's stuff or anything like that. Which actually, this just reminded me of another story with his that we'll get into because wow, that's interesting too. Sorry, I just have a little conversation with myself in my head. Um, Completely lost my train of thought. So Andrew, or not Andrew, Aiden has gotten close to him, right? And if you saw to start off 2023, or as Aiden says, he says 2023, which I guess is still technically right, but also extremely weird. I don't know. But he shaved his head and is trying to look exactly like Andrew Tate. Now, if you want to have an idol in life, right? I still don't know how good that is for you, but at the same time, if you want to have one, sure. I think everybody has one in their minds, right? Um, Somebody that you look up to, like not like a family member or anything, but a celebrity or somebody at that aspect in life, right? You have somebody like that you look up to, and you're like, man, that's crazy, that's awesome. Now, I is it okay? There's parts of this that are interesting. Aiden is doing a lot of stuff to turn himself around, right? Like he's working out now, he's putting in this work and trying to work on himself physically at least and do stuff like that. Good stuff, that's great, that's amazing, that's awesome. But at the same time, he is slowly trying to turn himself into an exact replica of Andrew Tate. Now, when you have an idol, it's a little interesting to turn yourself into them. That seems a little too far for me, right? Like I when I was a little younger and I first got into basketball in the NBA and everything, I was a huge fan of Kyrie, right? Kyrie was like my favorite player. He's the one that got me into basketball and everything. But I never really went and like got an afro to try and look like Kyrie, right? That was never something that popped into my head. I was never like, okay, let me go get an afro real quick to look like Kyrie. Um, and so, you know, is Aiden taking it a little too far? Maybe, possibly. Is he maybe slowly losing his mind? Maybe, possibly, sure. Um, but at least he's working on himself physically, right? That's a step forward with 5 steps backwards, 1 step forward. Who knows? It's up in the air. But the other thing I want to talk about with Aiden Ross is a recent stream he had, which some of you may have seen it, whatever, is where his security guard and somebody else, I don't know who the other guy is. My brother knew who he was, so I'm sure he's somebody famous or something. His security guard and this other guy were arm wrestling. Now, I don't arm wrestle anymore, okay? I used to watch these videos on the bus with friends in like middle school, and ever since seeing these videos, I don't arm wrestle anymore. It's not even in my vocabulary, it's not in my head. Don't ask me to do it. I don't care if it's, you want to test how manly you are or whatever. I'm not arm wrestling, okay? I don't care if I know I'm stronger than you. I'm not arm wrestling. It's not happening because of this. So his security guard and this guy are arm wrestling, and his security guard's arm snaps in half. Just gone, okay? Now that is awful. One, because I've broken a lot of bones in my life. And right when you break a bone, it's you go into shock. You definitely go into shock a little bit, but it's also like how you break it depends on how much shock you go into. Because, I used to do parkour and stuff, whatever. I broke my arm doing that. And with that one, I like fell off something, snapped it. Sorry, this is going to be a little gross, but fell, snapped it. And you go into shock. You're like, oh, because you don't really feel pain. At least for me, I didn't feel pain, right? You're just like, oh, well, that doesn't look right. That's looking a little wacky to me, maybe. But you could just tell in this video when his arm snaps. I mean, he is in instant shock. He's like, it goes back. You hear the of it just gone. Goes back, and then he's just like, it broke. It's broken. And you can just see like the fear and just like ghost come over his face. And that's a lovely feeling, I gotta tell you. It's like your stomach drops, but you also don't believe it because you're not feeling pain. It's interesting. But I just wanted to say that because I've stopped arm wrestling for this exact reason. And every time I see this video, it makes me, or see videos like this, it makes me cringe so hard that I'm like, oh my gosh, why do people even arm wrestle anymore? It's awful. Okay, I will say I arm wrestled my brother when we were in Mexico, but even if yeah, it was getting too hard to the point where I didn't want to do it anymore, I just quit. I just quit because I'm not doing it. He arm wrestled my dad. Oh gosh, they were so even. I got scared. I was about to stop it. I was about to jump in and say, "Okay, boys, we're done. We're done," because I'm not trying to see somebody's arm snap. And for being honest, it would probably be my brother's. It would probably be my brother's arm that would snap just because I don't know. My dad's arms are pretty thick, and not that my brother's arms aren't big, but they just aren't like my dad's. It's just not gonna happen. Like his, they just look like really snappable. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm sorry, Caden, but your arms they look really snappable when you're arm wrestling at least. So I was really scared. Now it didn't happen, but I was really nervous. I was really scared. So yeah, that's why I don't arm wrestle anymore. I have one other thing to jump into here, which will probably, it'll probably take us a little bit. I hope it is. I have it's half the page of notes is this one topic, so we'll jump into that. But we're gonna take a little break here so that I can make sure everything's going and that we won't have to refilm anything. So here's a quick break. Be back in 1 second. Okay, and we're back. We're gonna jump into this topic just straight off because I think it should carry us pretty far. I think we're really gonna jump into this for a second. So, Saudi Arabia. Now, I don't want to offend anybody. It's not like once you hear the topic, it's not a topic that's gonna offend anybody. But I don't like if I get anything wrong or say anything wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, so Saudi Arabia, as I'm sure a lot of people have seen, because I've seen it everywhere. They're like launching a lot of crazy projects at the moment, like crazy stuff that doesn't even look real. The biggest one being the Line. If you guys have seen the Line, it's the like massive city that is just a line going through the desert that is 105 miles long and will have no cars or streets, right? Now that's interesting, and if you see it, I might put pictures of this up. I probably won't. I'm going to be honest. I probably won't, and you probably won't get those pictures, but, you can always hope. So the Line, it looks insane, because it's like, I think the outside of it is mirrors. I may be wrong on that, but that's kind of what it looks like. Which I could be wrong, but that's kind of what it looks like. It looks insane. But Saudi Arabia is really like launching these crazy projects, and I don't even have all of them listed here. I just listed like the main big ones. And it's supposed to be like all this stuff's supposed to be done within the next like 10 years or something. And man, the Saudi Arabia is going to be the place to be. I'm gonna be honest, right? Like, I forgot what the guy was saying that I was watching a video on with it, but Saudi Arabia, man, they're going to become like the number one spot real quick. I'm going to be honest, okay? So, like I said, the Line, which I'm sure most of you guys have seen that one. That one's like the big thing, the Line. Like I said, 105 miles long, no cars or streets. Now, I didn't do a ton of research. Like, I've seen it all over the place, look at stuff. And I didn't do a ton of research into this because, like I said, I was doing my notes 2 minutes before I got on this episode, right? But it's interesting because I'm thinking about this. It's 105 miles long. How are you going to have no cars or streets? Now, I think they're going to have, like, I guess they have to. They have to have, like, a little train or something that goes through, right? Like, they have to have something. I don't know. But it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. Like, it looks like an awesome project, right? But the amount of stuff that could go wrong also just blows my mind. I don't know. That might just be me, but I don't know. The other thing they're launching is a ski resort, which I don't know if they have a name for this. I didn't see a name on there, but so it's a massive ski resort in the middle of the desert, okay? A ski resort in the middle of the desert that's going to be year round, right? Now, I'm not exactly sure how they're doing that, right? Scientists in the comments, let me know, right? If you know anything about science and you're like, oh, this is how they're creating a year-round ski resort in the middle of the desert, let me know because I'm interested. Thanks. But yeah, so it's like so when you see the pictures of this, it's like it's pretty much like they're building okay, obviously this is what it kind of has to be like. Like they're building their own mountain, right? But it's not a mountain. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like you have the individual runs, right? But then it's just hollow in the middle. It looks insane. It looks insane. And I can also see so many things going wrong here. But I can also see so many things going right at the same time. So I don't know. It's interesting. Um, so that was another big one, which they're gonna have that one done by 2029 because they're supposed to be hosting the Asian Winter Games, and they're gonna have that done by 2029. It's already 2023, ladies and gentlemen, and this project looks like it should take 20 years. So I don't really know how they're gonna get that done by 2029. My bet would be that it's not gonna happen, and then I'm not really sure what they're gonna do for the Asian Winter Games, but we can all hope. And the other big project is okay. Now this I might say this wrong, but Pangeos, Pangeos. I think that's what it is. Pangeos. Um, Now this one's really interesting. So it is a gigantic. I mean, gigantic. So okay, imagine pretty much how I see it is imagine the Cowboys Stadium on water. Okay, so it's a massive floating city which will have hotels, shopping centers. What is this word that I wrote here? Um, my handwriting's terrible, but I don't know what this word is. Parlos? Parks. My There's no way that's parks. I don't I don't know what that word is, but it is a massive floating city that's in the shape of a turtle, okay? So if you guys can imagine a massive floating turtle made out of full glass and it's a massive city. That's what it is. And it's going to host 60,000 guests, okay? That is insane. That is actually insane. And this one, I can really see a lot of things going wrong here. I'm going to be honest. First off, that thing is going to move so slow. I mean, it's going to move so slow. But second, there could just be so many things go wrong, right? And we could see Titanic Part 2. Titanic Part 2. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we could see that pretty easily. But that is, I mean, it's really insane. You have to look up the pictures for this if I don't put it on the screen because these all do look insane. They really do, and it just really doesn't even look like something. It looks like something from a movie. All of this does. The last thing was it's called Neom, I think. Neom is I think how you say it. So it's a smart city. Now I don't really know what a smart city means. I mean, like I'm guessing it's just like I don't know, like just upgraded with technology and stuff. So it's a smart city. I don't know, but it's supposed to be 33 times the size of New York City. Now, when you hear that, I don't think it really registers with your mind how big that is. 33 times the size of New York City, okay? New York City is already awful because of how big it is, how many people are shoved into a city, how little grass and green and trees there are, and how much crime and random stuff happens, right? So if you imagine New York times 33, I can see this going so wrong. Like, okay, obviously, also, it is going to take forever to finish this, okay? Like, you can imagine if we were to try and build New York again, that would take forever. That would take forever. But you're building a city 33 times the size of New York? That is going to take, I don't even know how long. I mean, that is insane. But, yeah, and I'm telling you right now, that's going to go from a smart city to, I don't even know, right? Like, that's not going to be a smart city for long. That is, wow. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. So I wanted to touch on all those. Went through it a little quicker than I thought, as usual. And also, I'm licking my lips a lot. Sorry about that. My lips are extremely dry at the moment. Just random things that pop into my head. But yeah, so wanted to touch on all that because Saudi Arabia is really like where the future is happening. It looks like a movie, and it's just insane. I don't know. So yeah, wanted to touch on that stuff a bit. So that's all of my notes I had. So might as well close that up because we're winging the rest of the episode. Am I right? But yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. What else is going on in my life? I think I'm gonna get a leg sleeve soon if I can, get the funds because tattoos are ridiculously expensive. So I think I'm gonna do a leg sleeve soon. I think I'm gonna do a horror leg sleeve. Um, with at the moment we're gonna get Ghostface, um, Jason, and Michael Myers. I think that'll look sick. And then I'm gonna have 3 crosses on my knee. Now I'm not gonna lie. No, okay. I've got lots of tattoos, right? And it's like the pain. Like I have a lot of people that ask me, like at work at stuff, or just random people around that ask me, "Oh my gosh, how bad did your tattoos hurt? Is it really that bad? Like, should I get one?" I'm like, look, it is a needle repeatedly going into your skin, right? So it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Like, that's just the truth. Like, it's not a fun experience, I would say. But so far, I've been able to deal with everything pretty well. Like, it hasn't really, like, I've never even thought about, like, tapping out or anything like that. But then I went on to TikTok. Right. I go on TikTok and I'm like, oh, let's look at some knee tattoos or, like, see how people have dealt with it, right? And almost every freaking video is like, well, got my first knee tattoo, and this is the first tattoo I've ever tapped out on, or this is the first tattoo I've ever thought about tapping out on. Wow. Wow. And one person described it as a flaming knife being scraped across your bone. Now that sounds lovely, right? That sounds like a good time. Um, and now this is gonna make me sound insane when I say this. Some of you are gonna be like, "Well, AJ, why don't you just get some of the numbing cream? Because that's like they have the new, or probably not new. It's just I've never used it. The numbing cream you can put on to take the pain away or whatever." And once again, this is gonna sound insane, but I just there's no way I can do that. I feel like when you get a tattoo, you have to go through the experience of the pain. I feel like it's part of it. I feel like that's part of the experience of getting a tattoo, right? Like I'm not gonna go in and be like, oh, okay, give me the numbing cream and oh, here we go. Oh, I don't even feel it. Okay, well, that's interesting. No, like you gotta go through it. Like when I got my half sleeve, right? It sucked. I'm gonna be honest. It sucked. I was there for like 10 hours of just straight tattooing. And it's not fun, but it's part of the experience. Like you walk out of there and it's like, wow, the world still exists. Like I'm still on planet Earth. And you're like, dang, that is crazy. Now, that was for the half sleeve, right? So again, I was there for like 10 hours and it is, it's a long time, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get a leg sleeve soon. Once again, if I can afford it, because that's the main thing, is being able to afford it because it's crazy expensive. So far, I've been quoted. Actually, I don't know if I've got it quoted for this one yet. It's probably gonna be like, I'm aiming for like 600 to 700. Now, a lot of you are gonna hear that do have tattoos, and you're like, whoa, there's no way you're getting that done for that much. But I've worked my way around before. I've worked my way around before and made it happen. So we'll see. It's supposed to be like 1,500, I think, but I'm not paying 1,500. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. I've got like 40 tattoos saved that I want to get. It's just obviously paying for them is a fun time. Um, and if I ever win the lottery, I'm telling you right now, I'm taking a good 10 grand and just getting tatted up. Like I'm just getting tatted up and I'm getting every single one I want done. And I was also thinking about just getting a tattoo gun myself and just starting a tattoo myself. Which you guys might also hear that and be like, wow, that is also just out of your mind. Like you're insane, right? Because so many things could go wrong. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, and to that I say, live life. You only live once, and who really cares, right? I don't know. But I don't know. I used to do art for a while, and like, so I've done art before, and like, no, I'm at least decent. And I could just tattoo myself. So that would be interesting. My mom said, "No, don't do that. Those will look like prison tats." Well, maybe I want prison tats, huh? Maybe I want to look fresh out of prison, right? I don't know. I don't know where I'm even going anymore. So that's what she said. She said, "Don't do that because then you'll look like you have prison tats." And I'm like, "Well, I kind of already look like I have prison tats, right? Like, what is a prison tat? I don't know. I did see a thing where one dude said you use a razor blade and pen ink, which doesn't sound like the most lovely experience. I feel like that's something, you know, if you're a person that's covered in tattoos, that I like, because the other people are like, oh my gosh, let me try poke and stick, let me do this, let me try razor blade and pen ink, let me try that, let me try the razor blade and pen ink, because I think that's just something you have to experience. I feel like it's just something that's like, wow, like really let me dig deep here and let me just like really feel this. Like that's just something I feel like you have to do. Like I can't I can't even imagine that, honestly. It's taking a razor blade and penning. I don't even. Oh gosh, that sounds lovely. That sounds lovely. It really does. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with tattoos right now. Wanting to get multiple more, but just don't have the funds. I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. And yeah, because I mean, I'm gonna be covered at some point. I mean, I've already got a lot of stuff on my back, got a lot of stuff on my arm, on my leg, on my chest. But I want to get like a full chest piece at some point. I want to get something on my stomach. Not anything big on my stomach, but I have something that I want to get on my stomach already. I want to get my leg sleeve. I have some other stuff I want to put on my leg. I have to finish my back tack because I actually have more stuff I have to add to that. But that's also going to be expensive because I've already had that priced, and it's going to be like $1,000 for that alone. So, we're just hoping I win the lottery. That's where we're at. Let's hope I win the lottery, even though I don't buy lottery tickets. Maybe I'll just randomly, they'll randomly go, oh, AJ Blevins, lottery winner. Yep, boom. Yeah. What else is going on in my life other than that? I don't know. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of boxing lately. That's been fun. Been thinking of actually trying boxing. I don't know. I don't know. Been thinking of actually trying boxing. Been sparring with some friends. It's always a good time. I've been thinking about getting into boxing for a while lately. I don't really know what's holding me off, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. I was sparring one of my friends. Now, I have only sparred people bigger than me because I don't really have a lot of friends that are my size. I'm about 5'7", 170 to 175. So not massive, but I spar my friend that's like 6'2", 210, and that really I feel like just improves myself. I feel like that improves my boxing game a lot. I don't know. So yeah, been doing that. That was fun. I'm not gonna lie. He got me with a good one the other day. He got me with a good one, and it hurt bad. But yeah. I don't know. What else am I up to? What else have I been up to lately? Just kind of living life. Just kind of living life at the moment. Just going through the motions. Just enjoying it. Just enjoying it. Just having a good time with people, and just enjoying friends, family, my girlfriend, enjoying time with all of them, and just having a good time. So yeah, like I said, we've got her birthday this weekend, so I'm actually leaving to go to her house tomorrow, which I am so excited for. I am actually so ready. I've been so excited. Been getting my stuff packed today, which, I guess that's another thing I did. I got my stuff packed, which is a backpack, which also took me forever, not gonna lie. And it's still not even fully packed. So, yeah. So yeah, excited for that. I think we're just gonna be hanging out, going to dinner, and just hanging out with some of her friends, and just having a good time. So I'm excited. I really am. And yeah, I think we're coming to the end of the episode, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I know I've been super energetic because I am, it's almost 10:30. I'm pretty tired, and just I've been tired today, but I knew I had to get this done, or you guys weren't gonna have an episode this week. And I'm telling you right now, I have not missed an episode, or not missed I haven't missed an upload so far. I've been doing this for like 2 months now, or over 2 months. Have not missed an upload, and I'm telling you, 2023, I am not missing an upload. We are going throughout the entire year, every single week. I'm not missing an upload. Now, I may miss a few uploads of clips here and there, because I've already missed a couple days because of work and stuff that I didn't get clips out, which kind of sucked. But hey, it is what it is. As long as I'm getting an episode out each week, providing you guys with some clips and getting the content out there, I am happy, and I hope you all are too. So I think we're coming to the end of the episode, guys. I hope you guys have all enjoyed. Thank you again for listening. I love all of you. It's a great time. Absolutely love doing this. Again, sorry for not being super energetic this episode, but at least we got her done. We got on here, we got her done. I will say, I did have my friend Pasty who was calling me from work, and he said, "Hey," he called me twice today and said, "Hey, I'm gonna be home at like 9, and if you don't have the podcast episode done, I'm gonna beat your ass, okay?" And it's just that simple. And I was like, "Oh, okay, great. Thanks for the motivation." And so here we are. So yeah, we got her done, and that's always great. But yeah, thank you for listening to this is the podcast Beyond the BS. What am I saying? I'm sorry. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 13. Episode 14 coming soon. You guys are amazing. Like I say, you guys are awesome. Love all of you. And let's keep the train rolling. It's been fun. I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, see you guys next week. Peace.